welcome Sagittarius to your May 2023 reading. Thanks for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings to all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button. And in the comment section below, put new subscriber, free mini reading, or new subscriber and your question, and I will get back to you with that mini reading. Make sure you put new subscriber because I'm opening it up for everyone else to ask a question as well. So you can already be a subscriber. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. You can be a new viewer, whatever it is, you can ask your question in the comment section below, and I'll just give you a short yes or no answer or whatever message comes out as I shuffle my cards for you. But let's get into this month's reading. Now, this month I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot deck. It was really calling for me. I always meditate before I do my readings, and this deck was really the one I needed to choose. So I hope this resonates with you. Please look at the imagery and see what jumps out at you as well, and use your own intuition to look into the cards and see what messages are coming through. But you start out the energy with the Hangman. Now, you've actually got, out of the 8 tarot cards, 4 of them are major arcana. So I feel like the month of May will be a significant month for you, or certainly significant events will be occurring. But the Hangman here is you feeling like things aren't moving forward in the direction that you want them to, but they definitely are, Saggy, and they are moving forward to quite a lovely ending. I'll go into, I don't want to jump all over the place, but let's stick with the Hangman for now. Now, as I said, you could be feeling like things are not moving anywhere, and it's almost like there's a little bit of patience that you're being asked to tap into in May, but there definitely is an opportunity for you in May to look at things from a different perspective, because the Hangman is all about, I mean, if you look at the imagery in most decks, you will see the Hangman hanging upside down, and in this particular deck, it's this Hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge. So this kind of taps into that ancient Norse message of Odin, and how he hung himself on the tree of knowledge to gain enlightenment. And so I feel like in May you're going to be able to look at things from a different perspective, and really this is going to allow you to tap into your inner strength here. I mean, you've got the Strength card here, and that's what that Strength card does talk about, more so than physical strength, but it is really your inner strength. And this is almost like you might even have a complete shift and change, a complete reversal in the way you look at certain situations in your life as well. And this, for some of you, can be to do with your relationships, because the Lover's card is right beneath the Hangman there. But you've got a real reversal in your values, or even your attitudes around certain situations in your life. But I feel like there's a sense of peace around you as you start off the month of May, because that Hangman is, you sort of just there gaining that knowledge, gaining that wisdom in peace. Things aren't, you're not moving forward, you're not moving backwards, you're kind of just there at the moment, but there for a reason. And it's really interesting that this is diagonally opposite the Hermit card. This is another card of soul searching and really delving in deep to get some intuitive messages that come through for you. But this is, again, jumping all over the place here, but the Hangman is really a card of peace and understanding and patience. And I feel like in this place, there's going to be inspiration that's going to be able to come through for you. So if any of you are in a creative field, you're feeling a little bit blocked at the moment, this is a place where your intuition can come in and you can harvest some great new ideas, and it's going to be a place of really successful creative activities here. I really feel like this is allowing a lot of inspiration to come through for you. And you know, that Ace of Wands at your last tarot card there, I'm feeling this is very much connected with the first one here of the Hangman. But I feel like you could really experience deep feelings that are coming through for you in this place of contemplation and of peace and of knowledge seeking in a way. And this, again, I feel like for a lot of you, this could be to do with your relationship. Just basically the main reason is because of that Lover's card there right beneath the Hangman. But definitely, yeah, there's this almost inner awareness and some sensitivities that are developing you that you may not even recognize, or that may be feeling quite new for you. But it's almost like you're being asked to let go of expectations when it comes to, again, your relationship. But it's got, by doing that, it's going to sort of allow you to discover more about a particular situation. So if you just drop all of your expectations regarding anything to do with your relationships, and this doesn't necessarily have to be your love relationships, it can be your family, it can be your friends, it can be your work colleagues, but just drop those expectations and you might actually, as I said, discover more about the situation than what you had anticipated. But yeah, definitely for a lot of you, there could just be a complete shift, a complete reversal here when it comes to the way you look at certain things, your values and things like that as well, when the Hangman shows up. But I'm really feeling like this is, this Hangman energy is just allowing you to harness that inner strength that you have. For a lot of you, you might be feeling quite overburdened. You know, you've got the 10 of Wands there. That is, you know, you really having struggled often in a job, in a creative project that you've been working on. Can even be to do with you know, building your wealth, but you have that inner strength, and this is really giving you this courage and almost you know, a willpower to make it to the end. That 10 of Wands always shows that image of the poor person there struggling with that heavy load on their back, but they've come such a distance and they are almost at the end of the journey, and they will have achieved what they have been struggling with and fighting for and carrying, whatever it is for you, whatever it relates to for you. You are almost at the end there, and I really see you, as I said, harnessing your inner strength to continue on. You haven't given up. You know, the nine of Wands just before the 10 is that card of saying, don't give up. You're almost there. So you haven't given up here, Saggies. You are almost there. at the exact place that you want to be at, or the exact place that you have been striving to get to at this point in your life. And it will be different for all of you. But, you know, that Strength card, it's almost like that you've been sort of, it's like an internal struggle for a lot of you as well. But this can actually talk about, in this particular deck, the Strength card can actually talk about a generous, wise person in your life. And it's interesting that the Strength card is right above the Hermit. And the Hermit is that wise seer, that person that you can turn to get knowledge and wisdom. And the fact that is right beneath the Strength card, I feel like for a lot of you, you could very well be in touch with someone that is going to be able to give you some guidance here. You know, this talks about you really entering into a deeper relationship with the forces of life. And I know that sounds so deep, but I'm really feeling that for a lot of you, this is really deep stuff here. Just the fact that you've got the Hangman, the Hermit, the Strength card, this is really delving deep in May. You're asking some important questions about your life, and you're facing a lot of deep questions about your life, where it is you're going, where it is you want to end up, and all of that kind of stuff. And this is also asking you to just honor and celebrate your sexuality in a way that causes no suffering. So for a lot of you, you might be really delving deep into that side of things as well. I mean, I won't go into too much of that, but really just exploring that side of your nature and what excites you. But I really feel like you can deliver this. There's this mature kind of strength of soul and character that is maturing and developing in May. And, you know, if you can handle any sort of conflict that's coming up in your life, particularly when it has to do with internal conflicts, or even, you know, you're conflicted at work, you sort of, if you know, if you can deal with conflict with compassion, and awareness and trust and love, I think this is really going to help mature that strength of your character, of your soul as well here in May. But you know, that Ten of Wands, as I've touched on there, you are feeling like you're almost going to break, but you won't, Sag. You're almost there. You know, you feel very overworked for a lot of you, a lot of burdens here, a lot of demands on you, and you've really been carrying the weight of responsibility or obligations on your shoulders at this time. But I feel like you have put a lot of this kind of, a lot of these demands in motion. That, you know, you are kind of bringing a lot of this on yourself, whether it's you've taken on a lot and you want to achieve a lot and complete a lot in a certain amount of time. So I feel like a lot of this is, just things that you have actually, I wouldn't say brought about by you, but you've certainly put things in motion which is making you feel like this. But the Ten of Wands is actually it's a card of success, because although you're overburdened, although you're overworked, you are doing this for a reason. You are doing this to achieve and you know, you've got the 10 of Pentacles there to achieve that energy of the 10 of Pentacles. And I mean, look at the 10 of Wands. It's kind of heading to the 10 of Pentacles, and 10s are all about endings. So you want to achieve this place where you are creating abundance for yourself. You are creating a legacy here. You are creating wealth for yourself, for your family. It'll be different for all of you, but you are really uncomplaining in this burden that is showing up here in the 10 of Wands. I feel like you're accepting the burdens that are surrounding you because you can see the end goal here, the end goal. But I feel like in May you are going to be reassessing a lot of priorities and a lot of your values as well. And I very much see this connected with that Hangman, with that Hermit. You're looking at where you are in life and asking yourself some deep questions. What do I want? What do I want? Where am I going? What am I trying to achieve here? So again, this is all connected with that deep thinking, but significant endings here, an ending to this struggle in your workload, an ending to any financial issues as well, I feel. An ending to you trying to set up a legacy. I think you are doing this. But the 10 of Pentacles, you know, that you have right here is a card of blessings. It's a card of prosperity. It's a card of legacy. As I said, building that wealth for future generations here. And, you know, for some of you, you might actually receive a legacy here, or, you know, receive one if you're not creating one. But I feel like this is absolutely a card of prosperity, and it's a great time in your life right now to make some new investments as well. If you are contemplating any of that kind of stuff, if you're using that Hangman energy to contemplate your finances or where you're going, this is actually a great time. And the fact that the Ace of Wands is right beneath the 10 of Pentacles, this is a great time to invest in new ideas. Back yourself if you've got any projects that you want to, that are sparking inspiration in you. Back yourself on any creative ideas that you want to develop, because I feel like you will absolutely be quite successful. And I feel like for a lot of you, when the 10 of Pentacles shows up, even difficult circumstances can actually carry hidden benefits. So even this 10 of Wands energy that you are carrying, this heavy burden you are carrying, it's actually very beneficial for you, whether it is financially, whether it is just for you personally, getting more of that inner strength building in you. That anything that sort of is going on here is actually made quite beneficial with the energy of the 10 of Pentacles being here. It's quite lovely. And you know what? I feel like the 10 of Pentacles is really an opportunity for you to count your blessings and discover that you've got so many blessings there, it almost seems like too many to count. So even though you feel like you are burdened and overstressed and overworked, and maybe have no inspiration, if you look at it from a different perspective, just like the Hangman is asking you to do, there are a lot of wonderful blessings that you have in your life that you might not even appreciate by just because of the situation that you're in. So I feel like this time of the Hangman, where you're kind of just hanging there, is giving you the opportunity to really look at them, because when you appreciate your blessings and when you say thank you for them, you only attract more blessings into your life. Now back to the Lovers card there. Now the Lovers card has actually come out for a few signs here, and this card is all about love, fulfillment, union. It's also about choices and surrender here, and I feel like love actually does require some surrender. And for some of you, to do that, to surrender, you need to make the choice to do it. So it's interesting, this card here is surrounded by the Hangman and the Hermit, both beside this card. So I feel like for a lot of you, you do have to make the choice here to just let things go slow. And it could even, as I said, be in a relationship, but really just choose to surrender yourself to the situation and allow it to flow. You don't have to be controlling of it. Just allow it to flow in the direction that it's going here. And I feel like for those of you that aren't in that you're not in a sort of significant relationship, this can talk about new love coming in for you. Now, this could be with a Virgo, simply because you have the Virgo card right beside it. It could be with a Leo, but don't get too caught up in the star signs. Hermit is just the card for Virgo. Leo, Strength is the card for Leo there. I think the Hangman is Sagittarius. I'm not sure. You might want to look that up. But I feel like for a lot of you, this card showing up here is really talking about some choices that you are going to be making on a deep soul level here. Things that you are learning, things that are coming in for you. You are going to be asked to change and shift some values that you have. So that is quite interesting here. I'm feeling that is more of a slant for this reading. But again, general reading, so you take what resonates here. Now that Hermit card, this is that card of that wise seer, and this is a card of guidance. It's a card of retreat as well, and it can be a card of withdrawal. It's a card most definitely of meditation, and it can also be a card of caution, but I'm not feeling anything negative really here. It's not really surrounded by any negative cards. In fact, it's surrounded by amazingly positive cards. So I feel like there's an inner calling almost coming in for you in May. And you may feel like you're even asked to just become more deeply spiritual, to start meditating, to go on a retreat somewhere. But this can talk about a teacher, a counselor, or wise person, or an inner guide even. You know, if you are meditating, you might be wanting to listen to your inner guides here. There are some messages coming through for you. And actually, you know what? I said there were 4 major arcana cards. You've actually got 5 major arcana cards here. You've got the rebirth card here, 5 out of 8. I'm thinking, wow, May is absolutely a significant month for you. There is this rebirth here for you. But before I jump ahead with that, as I'm always jumping all over the place, just to go back to that Hermit card, this is really you being asked to go within, do some soul seeking, and also, in a way, it says, because it's next to that Lover's card, and the Lover's card does ask you to make a choice here, it just really says, don't become too impetuous if you are faced with a significant choice that you have to make. Just when you're in this place of withdrawal, and you know, it just use your intuition to help you make any significant choices that you may be faced with here in May. Now, that rebirth card, as I just said, this is normally the card of judgment in a traditional deck. In this deck, it's called the rebirth card. But this is just such great energy. This is a card of again, following a call. So for a lot of you, I'm feeling like it's a significant month where things are going to be shifting and changing, and where you put the focus of your priorities is absolutely going to shift and change as well. You're going to be really realizing that what was valuable to you in the past, where you put your focus, it's not going to be as important to you anymore, because deeper things are calling you in May. And this is almost like you are going in a new direction here. There's renewal, there's transformation, and again, a card of decision making here in the rebirth card, because you can see the figure is almost like they're walking through a portal, and they haven't actually completely reached the world energy yet. You've still got some things to do in front of you to complete, but you're making some decisions and some choices about how you want to proceed in regards to that final part of the journey here. And yeah, this is almost like, for a lot of you, you could be really being called. For a lot of you, this is so spiritual. I'm seeing there is some, you really are on a different spiritual path here, or certainly you're seeking that spiritual path that is going to bring you enlightenment and fulfillment here. So again, general reading, guys, this is for some of you, not for all of you. Others, this could just simply be calling you to a new direction that you need to take. You just realize that you're not happy on the path that you're on anymore, and you just want things to shift and change. You're almost at the completion of a particular project, and once you're there, you really might be contemplating making some serious changes here in your life. But this is almost, this is quite transformational. This is like really rebirth into a life that's more fully your own here. And you may have come to a bit of a crossroads in your life as well when this rebirth card shows up. And again, a decision is required that will take you in a new direction. Very significant stuff going on here for you in May. But I'm thinking things are just going to turn out amazingly for you here, Saggy, because you have that Ace of Wands. I love this card. It is so beautiful. This is a card about conception, about birth, about initiatives, about creative energy. Now, for some of you, you may well be deciding to have a baby. You might find that you are pregnant. You might fall pregnant and decide, now things are really shifting. I mean, when you find out you're pregnant, that certainly makes you change your direction and look at life completely differently here. So for some of you, absolutely, this could be the path you're on. You might decide you want to have a baby now, so things could be changing here. But the Ace of Wands talks about that creative energy, a brand new idea, a brand new spark of inspiration, a brand new spark in your spirituality, quite intuitive energy here. It's within your grasp when the Ace of Wands shows up. And this is all about the element of fire. It's enthusiasm, it's energy, it's vitality, it's intuition. And all of this stuff can be harnessed in your life in May because you've got this card. All you have to do is take the initiative. And I feel like this is... it's almost like you've completed, it's the completion of an idea. You know, you've been thinking something through. There's a thought process that's been going on here, and it's the completion of that spark, you know, and you can now, once you've received that creative inspiration, you can now follow that through and move on to that next stage in your life. And it's interesting, your final card from the Gateway Oracle deck, soaring into joy. And I mean, that's exactly what happens when people choose a path that is truly, they're being called to follow, you know. And the messages that are coming through here in that Hermit and in the Hangman and the Rebirth, where you are really delving deep and changing and shifting your view and what's important to you, making some really significant choices about the direction that your life is going in, and ultimately you will be soaring into joy here, Saggy. And the affirmation for this particular card is, childlike wonder fills my life. And the meaning of this card is, celebrate and live life with glee. Clap your hands in delight. Be madcap and spontaneous. All is truly well. The universe wants you to know, allow a childlike wonder and joy to fill your entire being. Your happiness makes a difference to others, for as you experience true delight, this radiates out from you like ripples in a still pool and touches the souls of many. Take time for yourself. Find ways to experience joy in every moment. Even when doing the most mundane, boring or gritty tasks, look for ways to feel genuine happiness. If you have trouble finding pleasure in certain situations, start small and eventually you will soar. To feel joyful is a gift. It rejuvenates you and heals the world. That is so connected with so many of these cards. You know, it's that 10 of Wands sort of where it was saying, count your blessings. And when you do, you're going to realize that you've just got so many here, and you will soar. You'll be able to soar into joy here. I love these messages for you, Saggy. We'll leave it there. I really hope that resonated with you. Please take me up on my offer of that free mini reading, and let me know in the comments below how this applies to you. I'd love to hear. So have a great month, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.